So this is a more slower version of the order flow strategy. So basically, you start off right here. What you want to look for is, right now it's currently in a trend to go downward, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? So, and then I'm gonna just let it play it out for a second. Massive volume. You want to pay attention to these type of volumes because this can introduce a trade. All right. So you see a wick at the bottom here, and you see a wick on top of here, as well as an order block. Break it down, break it down. We're very patient. So every single time, here's what I do. Every single time that I see an order block and fair value gap, I always mark it up. So right here, there. So this is the fair value gap. The order block is right above it. Change this to a different color. Boom. I'm gonna wait for it, wait for it. Now as you can see, it's still making, or I can still do this, right? It's still making higher lows and higher highs. I mean lower lows and lower highs. Here, boom. Right, and then what you see is you see a break of a market shift because it just broke this lower high right here. Oops. So after this, you would set a reset the chart. We would put a Fibonacci from the very bottom to the very high, which is right here from the previous high. And then what you want to wait for is, see right here, it broke the structure, so it's making a shift towards the upwards. We pull out the Fibonacci, put it from the lowest point to the highest point, and what we want is price to be above the 50% level, which is what it's doing. It broke. It's making a market shift. Fibonacci, everything set up. The order blocks and fair value gap is in place. And I would put my entry in between the order block and my fair value gap, and put my SL right above the order block. And then my TP, I would set it for a new low or lower high or whatever, past this point. And then now it's just waiting. You're just waiting. After this, everything is in place. Let's just see it run out. So before it touched it, it filled the fair value gap, and it finally entered the trade, entering my order zone, my order block zone. Right. Now it pushes down. It pushes down immediately, and it always retraces. That's what something I always notice. It always retraces. It hits it twice. And then let's see. You want to see if it's gonna break a new low. So I would usually do it like right here at the low or a little bit above, but let's see if it actually does break it. Make it as one long trade. Because you can see it has made a new low. I would just make it like a pip or two below. And boom. It made a new low. Continuing, as you can see on the 1 hour, the downtrend. So even though it took kind of long, I mean, I'm more of a swing trader anyway. It just took a few hours for it to hit TP. So you would have hit TP. If you decided to fucking go crazy with the risk to reward, you would have still got it with the 1 to 5 at least, somewhere down here, whenever it did hit it. But yeah, hopefully you guys learn, or if you, this is for my own personal use, but if you guys somehow do come across this video, boom, that's the strategy.